I started in '96. I came from a different company, and the company was also involved in professional audio, especially DJ gear in the past, and recording gear like Pro Tools. And there I discovered Akai S1000, and I was very interested and intrigued by the machine. So I started working with it, started selling gear there, like Nordleads that came then, and the company didn't like me to do that. They just want to sell recording gear like Pro Tools, and that's like the recording side, and I do like more the creative side. So there it came from the idea on starting my own business, and yeah, you need money for that, and I had like the company a few doors down here called MIDI Amsterdam, and they were doing the DJ gear already, and I know the owner for a long time already. So I walked up to Henk and I say, Henk, I want to start MIDI Amsterdam. And he said, let's do it. And so this is how MIDI Amsterdam started. And the vision was more that like I knew a lot of guys from the past, like René Gaston, the Good Man, Olaf Bazowski, Giorgio Schultz, you name it. They were making music, but they had no clue on how to connect everything. So the vision was more on to make sure to educate the people on how to connect everything to your computer in a hybrid way, because that was the time when we start going from hardware connected to a computer to some software in the computer. The biggest challenges then, yeah, there was no YouTube, and the internet wasn't even there. So you really had to dig in everything yourself to make sure that you can tell it to other people. So the biggest challenge was investing a lot of time, and there were only 24 hours in a day. So it was mainly like working from 8 till 2 o'clock in the night, and then sleep and then work again to make sure that you get the knowledge of the all different kinds of gear that was on the market. That was the biggest challenge, I guess. And in that time there were only 2 magazines, like there was Interface magazine, and there was one that I can't remember that good anymore. They stopped later on. So those were the magazines for me to advertise, and then that was the way to make sure people know. Yeah. And we sold a lot of classic gear in the beginning, like the TB303, you name it, all that kind of stuff. Those were the days. Yeah. Coming back again. The evolution came because we went from hardware sequencers like Alesis MMT8 and the MC, I think it's the Roland thingy, the recorders. We went to computers. So it started off with an Atari and playing some things, and then the Apple became available for a lot of money with like Notator and Cubase. So we were beginning to go into the computer, and that was the big evolution, because that was really for a lot of people like they had no clue what's going on there. Yeah. And I was really digging into that. So computers with audio cards, connecting everything up, make sure that it's in sync, etc., etc. That was a big evolution from then till now. And now you can see that we went from hardware sequencers to the computer, to inside the computer with your VSTs and stuff, mixing all in the box. And now people getting out of it again. Yeah. And that's, for a lot of people, also an evolution. Because they have no clue. They never played with a real synth or a modular, even a modular synth. Yeah. I think there were a few other ones, but they were not really focusing on MIDI. And we were the MIDI focus. My first Apple was 25,000 guilders. That's crazy. Yeah, but that was the real evolution. Yeah, that was when it became really interesting to interpret your computer into modern electronic music. And it's still going very fast. Only now there is like indeed again a bit of hardware and software that has to communicate, and a lot of people have no clue still. But these days you have a lot of knowledge that you can get from the internet, so it can become very far. It has become much easier, that's true. But still I think there's still a lot of personal things into that to make sure that you get like creative ideas also. I don't think AI is creative. Not at all. No. I started a few labels, and that's especially because I meet a lot of people here. And I think I started it in 2014 something. Also did the fat parties then here in Amsterdam. There's a lot of talent, and they don't get the chance to release their music because nobody's listening to their demos. And they are here, and I want to check on my speaker and on my system, and I listen to it, and I said, "Fuck, this is great. So let's start a label and let's get it out." So I had like some releases for a few different artists. Mediator was something, the deep house kind of side, because they all had different purposes. Even though I don't like to put things in corners, but Mediator was more, and still is, because it's not that alive at the moment because I don't have the time for it. But it was especially something for Patrice van den Berg to let his creativity flow in the way he liked to. And then at the end I was the guy who decided what we should bring out and what not. That's the story behind Mediator. But I still have a few different labels running. I do some things, unreleased on Bandcamp myself, of course. I have a label called Back to Nature. That's for my things. I have a few different names that I do some music on. Joris Voren, Dubfire has been here, The Good Man, Reneke Stone, Chocolate Puma, but also, for instance, in a completely different league, Suko 103, and it is in all kinds of different genres that I have customers. The most famous one, I guess, Junkie XL, and like the encounter with him, that's very funny, because he mentions me on his podcast as the guy to go to. That's very memorable. I was very honored about that. So you can pop into him here. Nice anecdote about that is like there was sometimes, because I'm very discreet with famous people, because I'm not putting them on the wall. I'm not posting anything about it. But there was a guy walking in, and Junkie XL was here. I tried to help him, and he was like, "Is that Junkie XL?" I say, "I don't know." Just ask him himself. And that's the way how I handle with those people. Then he can say if he wants to answer or whatever. Then it's not my thing. Most likely, if you want to meet those guys, you have to walk in here. It's very hard to know everything about everything. So from the day one I started MIDI Amsterdam, I'm not doing everything, and I don't want to do everything. I want to do things that I know I'm good at. So that makes it already narrows it down to things that you can dig into it. And of course I get a lot of things up front. From manufacturers, information and stuff that you read about, and if I think it's really interesting for me also, I dig into it. That's the most that's a bit how I handle it. It's impossible to know everything about everything, so it's a lot of knowledge, and it narrows down to a few things I really know very well that I work every day. I'm for instance a Bitwig certified trainee. I'm a hybrid guy. So I'm still into computers and hardware and all connecting it together, and see where that comes. And I dig into that kind of stuff. This is why I'm a hybrid guy and use Bitwig. And dig completely into that, and went to Berlin for getting a certificate and that kind of stuff. And the funny thing is, it's like, especially these days, with also in the modular thing, you think you know it, and then you take a cable and you put it somewhere else, you have something like 1. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
Yeah.
Happy accidents.
The happy accident moments. Yeah. It's very difficult if somebody walks in and says, okay, I want to start with modular. That's the most commonly question I get. It's very hard. I can't tell you how to start. The only thing I try to do is narrow down what the goal is that you want to reach. If I know if you want to make techno or if you want to use it as a dub machine or an FX unit, I can narrow it a little bit down and make sure that I get them in the right direction. Yeah. And from there on, people also have to evolve themselves. Yeah. My goal is still to love to go to my work every day. I want to go and have fun every day. Yeah. That's the most important goal for me to do. This is why I'm still a one-man show, and I sometimes have people helping me out a little bit, friends that helping me out. But I don't want to go to a big online, because then you become a manager and you will get lost of the products, and that's what I love to do. So it's very hard to see how to meet that in the future, because online is very important. You can't let that go. But I still would like to love to do the online stuff. Yeah. So I don't know. No, I have no straight answer for that yet. Yeah, I see some things that will gonna happen, because I think I'm gonna do much more education, because also until now I haven't done that much with all my certifications and stuff. It's time to do that. To make sure that's a different path that I still can go and shall do also. Yeah, that's something that no other shop can do. I'm the to-go-to guy.
Yeah.
Small quote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. I have more the boutique store as well. So, and the personal attention is still available here, and that influences definitely the music industry as well, and the people that make it, because I daily have new people coming over, and you can't like everybody, and not everybody can like you, but you feel when there's a match, and then it's like
and then they come back.
That's then you have a lifetime synthesis going to MIDI Amsterdam. That's how it works. No, but it's nice about it. Yeah, make sure that you can still provide the people with their personal attention also, and listen to them and know what they do. And I have people that were away for 3 years and they come in and I know their names. They're very surprised about that. Yeah. And I know what they do. Because I always look into that. It educates me as well. I rather sell nothing to somebody, make sure that it's happy and comes back next time, that I sell the wrong product. It's hard to combine, so that means I have less time for making music. Also because there is coming a lot of new gear at the moment, all at the same time. But I take things home and I play with it and I make some music, and sometimes I record it, and sometimes I shoot it into the world via a label, or as a label that wants to do it for me. That's a bit how it's going at the moment. Do some DJ gigs sometimes every now here and then. I have a festival, I think it's 24th of September in Nieuwenhuis, outdoor. It's a donation festival, so it's free. You can donate whatever you want. Yeah. It's small and cozy, danceable, and with likewise people, open-minded. Yeah.